You guys have been warning me. You've been warning me since January, since we got these new bookshelves, that I will in fact be needing new bookshelves soon or be doing an unhauling. And here we are in June, facing that exact problem. So before things get too out of hand, I do want to do a deep cleaning. I want to assess our bookshelves because at this point, a lot of these books aren't even in the correct genre. They're not on the right shelf because I have no place to put them. So my thinking is we do a deep clean, we get rid of a few books, and then after that, maybe in the next video, we do a reorganizing or something like that. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you want to see. And while you're down there, make sure you like and subscribe. So my goal is today is to get rid of all the books that we have duplicates of. And secondly, to get rid of books that I gave lower than a 3-star. Also, the last thing is I want to get rid of books that I know for a fact that I'm probably not going to read. Books that no longer align with my kind of reading taste. So those are the 3 types of books that I'm looking for as we go from shelf to shelf. And as you can see, we definitely have our work cut out for ourselves. I now have books up here. I have books that are double spaced out of here. I have books that are behind these shelves. It's kind of chaos at this point, and I'm so frustrated because I still want to show like different things about my personality or different books that I really enjoy and put them on display, but at this point we're just losing real estate. We have nowhere else to put these books. So my thinking is we're gonna have to do a room makeover part 2. Yeah. So this is what my idea is for the room. What we're gonna do is completely cleanse through all of these shelves today. We're gonna go one by one and get rid of the books that we no longer want. After that, we're gonna reassess, maybe do a part 2, maybe do a part 2. And in that part 2, we can just reorganize these shelves and make them to my liking. And then after that, come here, little mama, how you doing? After that, we're gonna get rid of, why are you so close to me? Hold on. Yeah, that's better. Back up. After that, I'm thinking we should get rid of this TV. She's gotta go. She's not doing anything for us. I really use her as a glorified speaker. And guess what happened to me a few weeks ago? I was working at my little desk. Little desk right here that's messed up. I was working at my little desk, right, one day, and I was listening to lo-fi music. I put it on the Animal Crossing lo-fi channel, and I was listening to music, and tell me why she turned off on me. She just turned off on me randomly and hasn't turned on since. That was weeks ago. But to be fair, her name's Big Bertha, just like our old bookshelf. Big Bertha has been in my family since I think like 2014. She's been here for a minute. So I think she literally just passed away. I think I witnessed her die. So with that being said, I know I'm not someone who watches TV a lot anyway. And anytime I do watch TV, I literally just go into my living room. My room is right next to the living room. We have a huge TV in there, or I just watch something on my iPad or laptop. So if that's the case, this is perfect real estate to add new bookshelves. So my thinking is, hold on, let me put you down so you can see the vision. All right, so my vision is to get rid of her and we put new bookshelves here. That will give us so much more new room. And not only will it give us room, my thinking is, stick with me. My thinking is, not only will it give us more room, but then we can also put all of our favorite books here. I can put little trinkets there. I can make it look really cute. Like I can put posters, I can put character stuff that I like, memorabilia that I like. It can really be a whole moment. So then when we're filming on this side, y'all got something to look at. Besides me. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I just feel like now is the time to be locked and loaded. The first step on this master plan, this 5-video special probably, is to get rid of the books that we no longer like. We don't like them no more. Get out of here. So we're gonna start from shelf to shelf and just go from there and see how many books we can get rid of. As you can see, we have books all the way. Can you hear me? As you can see, we have books all the way on the top here. So I'm gonna start there. Oh yeah, I just got these books from Penguin Random House actually. If you want to get a little closer look at them. I'm not gonna get rid of those books because I don't have multiple of them and they all seem really good and they were given to me. What am I gonna do, say no to a gift? No, so we're gonna keep those. But we're gonna go to the next little shelf. Also, can I show you something real quick? I just think it's so cute. It's something I do for myself now. I feel like a little lady. I feel like a real adult that now that I do this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I want to show you this little section of my room because it is one of my favorite parts. I have my little alarm clock here, some books here, and now I buy myself fresh flowers every day. Ah! I am a boyfriend. If y'all looking for a boyfriend, aka a best friend, because that's all I got for you. This is what I got to offer. I bought myself flowers now. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm not gonna lie, and it's just so cute. They're so aesthetic, and it gives me something to take care of, and I really like how this looks. But in the interim, the other thing I want to fix with my room is this little door situation. A lot of you guys had so many great ideas. You were saying, Kalila, what if you got rid of this door and put like a really pretty curtain there, or like a little bead situation like it was the 70s? And I feel like that is such a good idea. So I'm thinking for a beaded curtain, if we did it that way, it would have to be super thick. I think I can find something on Etsy. I think I can. And I'm thinking for color, what if we did orange, like something with orange in it? The main color is orange, or we did something where it's green. Let me know in the comments below if you're team orange or if you're team green, or if you're team a different color. I'm open. I'm open to multiple ideas. I just think that the vibe in here is already giving stark white, and we need some contrast. And because on this other little section we have this Aperol spritz situation, I'm thinking we can take the orange from that little poster and put that here, and then it like ties everything together, and I think that would look so cute. So that is my plan here. And then also, as y'all can see, I hate this little section over here. Sorry, those are my words of affirmation and like my mental stability stuff. But on this section here, I have my makeup and my vitamins, because y'all know I'm afraid to die. So with that, I'm like, why are you out in the open? Why are you exposing me and everything that I use? It's not cute. She's not cute. She's the ugly friend that has to get out of here. So with that in mind, I'm thinking we got to get a whole new situation. We can't have these bare walls showing everybody what I take every day. That's crazy. Like we need her to be cute and aesthetic, so I can show off this little corner a little bit more. So if you guys have any like drawers or like things that I can put up there, let me know, because I'm also thinking that could be a color. Maybe that's green or like orange. I just feel like this room is so white and so stark. There's no personality. I am the personality hire in here. I can't carry this room on my back anymore. It has to have some personality on its own. So that's what I'm sorry.
What the hell did you just say?
So that's what I'm thinking right now. Let me know if I'm onto something. Anyway, let's do this first little section. So this section here, I don't even know what she's supposed to be anymore. I think it's more like motivational books, nonfiction, self-help type of situation. So we're just gonna do rapid fire, see if there's anything that I no longer want in here. But I also know this section towards the bottom is mostly literary fiction, because our literary fiction section is holding on by a thread. She can't count no more. She can't take anymore. She can't take anything else. She's had enough. So I'm hoping that after this, we can just give her a little bit more space. It's always hard doing an unhauling, because I never know what books I'm not giving a chance. Maybe I'm like throwing away something that I really would have enjoyed, and I just don't know. It's always nerve-wracking. So I'm really gonna consider these here. Let's see. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think I still need that. Got little pictures of my friends on there. A season for that, Atomic Habits. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I would get rid of here. Let's try this one. Now, this row here is really just my classics. We have this. Let's see. Great Gatsby. No, I think we should keep that. I Who Have Never Known Men. I really want to read this. No, I think I'll keep these. Kindred, 1984, The Joy Luck Club. Yeah, I think this row is good. Now this row here is my fantasy or romantasy section, and this one has pretty much been preserved, so I feel pretty confident that we're not gonna get rid of anything here, but we're just gonna make sure. This is the Fourth Wing series. Oh my gosh, this is the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Can I tell you something? Come down here. I was gonna get rid of this series. When I planned on doing this video, I thought we were gonna get rid of all 3 of these, but as y'all know, when we picked my June TBR, one of the books that I was supposed to be reading this month is the 2nd book in this series, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. Y'all, I'm more than halfway through this book, and I will say it's not anything game-changing. It's not revolutionary like it was when it initially came out, but it's a good enough story. Like, I'm enjoying the story, and I'm listening to the audiobook as I'm reading it along. So I'll have my headphones on and I'm reading along with the narrator, and I'm enjoying the book. I don't think it's anything crazy, but I will say if I read this book series when everyone else read this series, when it was super popular, it probably would have had me by the throat too, because I think it has the premise and the basis of being a really good, solid romantasy. But because I've read so much and I missed that whole train, and now I kind of honed in more of what I like, it doesn't hit the same way as people say that it hit when it initially came out. And I feel like there are a lot of books that I read when I initially started booktube and started reading again, that when I look back now, I know for a fact my ratings would not be the same. And I feel for sure if I read this when we first started reading again, this would probably be like a 5-star for me. I probably wouldn't be able to shut up about this book. But now that I've read so much, I've read the Six of Crows series, I've read Legendborn, like I've read so many other romantasies that in my opinion are like better than this. I can't see where all the hype is, but I understand why it would have hit the way that it did when it initially came out. But I will say I was fully prepared to get rid of this entire series. I only have the first 3 books. I think it's a 5-book series, but the main conflict, the main character, her story ends I think in the first 4 books, and then the next book is about somebody else. And I was just gonna get rid of all 3 of these because I knew I wasn't gonna read the rest of it. I knew I wasn't that invested in the story. But now that I'm halfway through the second book, or more than halfway through the second book, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this series because I'm liking this character a lot more. I like the story a lot more. The plot isn't significantly developed. It's more of a romance than anything really fantasy driven and plot driven. It's more character driven and their relationships, but it's still good enough. Like I'm enjoying myself, and I think that's really cool. I think out of anything, because I know that I'm no longer the target demographic, and I know that I'm not necessarily gonna rate it or critique it the way that I would have if I read this years ago. I'm not gonna rate this when I'm done reading it. I'm just gonna finish reading it, mark it as read on Goodreads, and call it a day, just so that I can officially be with the times. I can be with the girlies who were feral for this series, because now I'm reading it and now I'm enjoying it. So I thought we were getting rid of these 3 books before I started this, but now that I'm on chapter 36, she gonna stay on the shelf. So that was a long way of saying we're not getting rid of these books. Then I have Stolen Heir. This is the last book in the Cruel Prince series. I've actually never read this yet. I don't know what's taking me so long, but I have the rest of the Cruel Prince series back here. Oh, hold on. Just trust me, she's back here. I just have too many books. This is what I'm talking about. So I have the other books. I did read those and I did enjoy them. I just haven't read this, and I hate that I have this hardcover because the other books are paperback and they're much shorter, and this is hardback, and I hate that difference. When you have a series, they all need to be the same. There needs to be symmetry. I just hate that I have this. But I can't get rid of it because I do need to read it, and I really do want to read it. I also have Mistborn here. I have never read anything by Brandon Sanderson. And when I finish the Red Rising series, I do plan on reading this series. Red Rising, by the way, I finally finished the 4th book. She was a 4.5. She was almost a 5-star, but there were certain things that happened, certain character arcs that I'm like, the characters that you love are starting to get on your nerves, but you understand why they are the way that they are, and you understand the pressures that they're going through, so you can't even be mad at them, but you are mad at them. It's like when you love your siblings, but you're mad at them type of situation. So I'm reading that now, and I just cannot mentally deal with another series, so I need to finish the Red Rising series first. I am now officially on the 5th book. I can't. I'm not going to make you deal with me talking about the Red Rising series anymore. I'm not going to do it to you because I love you and I feel like you've dealt with enough. But my position still stands. I am still in love with Darrow. I am still in love with this series. I am still in love with what I am reading. I am still in love with Pierce Brown. I am. Jungkook who? Oh. No, that was too far. Life is long enough to love multiple people. I said what I said. So Brandon Sanderson is gonna stay right here. Then we have Six of Crows, prime real estate here. We have Dark Matter. This isn't even supposed to be over here. This is sci-fi. I just didn't have any space for her. The Unmaking of June Farrow literally has no business being on our fantasy section. Powerless. I read this and I didn't really enjoy it. I feel like a younger kid would eat this up, and it's in perfect condition. I literally feel like I read this on my Kindle, actually. I didn't even open. That's not true. I did read the physical book. I did. But I was super careful with my books, as I always am. I don't think I plan on reading the rest of the series. I think this is our first book that we're unhauling. If this is your favorite book, if I get rid of any of your favorite books, I love you. This is not personal. This is not about me and you. This is just about the books. I'm sorry. Please like and subscribe still. I love you. But she's got to go. Then I have Piranesi. Piranesi ain't going nowhere. I loved Piranesi. And then this is also the Cruel Prince series. Yeah, this is the Cruel Prince series. We're also going to keep that because I did enjoy that when I read it. I have all the books that I've already read in the back of the books that are like in the prime real estate sections, just so that I don't take up room unnecessarily. And I don't have books back here that I still need to read. So that's why she's back here, but she is loved. Then I have Night Circus. The Night Circus, I still really want to read that. This is a book we recently picked up. Skin Legendborn series, Crooked Kingdom. This can actually move over here. My romance section and my literary fiction section literally has the most books. Romance section is both of these two sections here, and they're packed to the brim. And I think there are a lot of books here that I haven't read yet, so I don't know how many we'll be able to get rid of, but we have to go through them because they are overflowing. This is one of the worst shelves that I have now. There's no rhyme or reason to anything anymore. They are just romance books stacked on top of romance books. A lot of these are holiday books, but I love holiday books. It's funny because I always tell you guys, I hate books that are cheesy or predictable, but the season of Christmas, of holiday cheer, is the one time I love cheesy. I eat it up. I think it's the perfect time for it. I think it's the only time for it, really. So with holiday books, even though they're the exact same thing over and over again, and that's why a lot of people don't like them, I personally eat them up. So I don't think we're gonna get rid of any holiday books unless there's one that I read and I didn't like, but I think we did that already. I think we got rid of those the last time. Talking at the Night. That is a book I heard of and I think it was gifted to me. Queenie. I haven't read this yet, but it has very polarizing reviews. Either people love it or they hate it. Let me know in the comments below if I should be reading this soon, because I can't remember if this is a book that people really liked or not. Oh, I love this cover. I need to read this soon. Hey, these are all ones that I recently got. Oh my gosh, this is a perfect example of this. I have 2 copies of A Great Big Beautiful Life. I have the pink one and the red one. I bought this myself when I went to Barnes, and then this was given to me by the publisher. They gave me like a whole thing with a bag and everything. Actually, let me show you the bag. It's quite adorable. So I have this and the book that they gave me, but I personally like the pink one better. So I think I'm going to keep this one and we're going to get rid of this one. I actually liked this book for the life lessons, but there were a lot of problematic characters and situations in this book that kept me from giving it a 4-star or higher. So even though it's not rated perfectly, I still want to keep it on my shelf because there were so many things that made me really stop and think about my own life or life in general or societal norms, and I feel like I can't get rid of it because of that reason. The 7-Year Slip. I love this book. Oh, can't get rid of that. Want to read this soon. Want to read this soon. Just got this. This is actually literary fiction, but she's up here because she has nowhere else to go. She's a little homeless. Now let's see what's back here. I'm still reading The Roommate Risk by, can you see that? Pay attention. I'm still reading The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. Wow, we're really close. Sorry about that. I'm still reading The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. What can I say? I have not been to the gym this last week. Last week, actually, a little story time for you. Last week was really traumatizing. Last week was so traumatizing. Let me tell you, your little internet nephew, Milo, my baby, my dumb, beautiful, panic-inducing baby, has been so sick this last week. He had to have eaten something. We're actually going to figure out tomorrow. Today's Sunday. We're going to figure out tomorrow when he sees his doctor again. They're going to put like a scope down his throat to see what's going on. But basically, all of last week, he has been vomiting and throwing up. And I said both those words. He's been vomiting and having really bad diarrhea all of last week. And sometimes he's done that throughout the year. So I just figured he ate something. But what caused me to freak out and have really valid concerns is the fact that he started pooping blood. Like he was pooping blood. Lots of it, big amounts, big areas, puddles of it. I wouldn't say puddles, I would say puddle, but it was still very scary, very traumatizing. So I took him to the vet. The vet doesn't know what's going on. He's been going to the vet. He's been to the vet twice now. He'll go again tomorrow, but he's been sick for like a week and it just keeps getting bad. We were gonna go to the emergency room yesterday for him, but the doctor gave him some medication to lower the inflammation as well as Imodium to keep him from having the diarrhea. And he just had like normal stool today. This is very TMI. I'm sorry. Do you love him or not? I gotta give you information on him. I'm like feeling a little bit better about it now because the doctor doesn't think it's a dire emergency anymore, but we still don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a foreign body that he needs to pass, like he just ate something he wasn't supposed to and it's stuck in his GI tract right now, or if there's something else going on. So that's why we're having the scope tomorrow to see, because he had normal stool today, maybe it has passed. So that's why we're gonna go tomorrow. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, please put some prayer hands in the comments below for baby Milo. I'm hoping that this is it, because this is very traumatizing. It is so scary. Like, it was to the point where I was scared to walk him because I don't like seeing blood coming out of my dog. I'm sorry, call me sensitive, but it's a little traumatizing for me. And so I was holding my breath while he's going to the bathroom. I'm like, please, Lord, please not again, because I just feel like he can't talk to me. What if he's really suffering and I'm just not doing anything? And I'm freaking out because I just want him to be okay. But he had normal stool today and everything's been fine. But because of that, I have just been very out of it this week, and I just have not been reading. I haven't been able to go to the gym. That was the point of this whole story. Haven't been able to go to the gym because we've had a lot going on in life. So that's why I'm still reading that book. That was a very long, complicated way of explaining to you. I haven't read that book because I've had valid reasons, but it is good. It has nothing to do with the book. It is just my life at this current point in time. Let's see. Love and Lattes, want to read this. Tessa Bailey's Picture Perfect. We're gonna keep it for now. Rival Darling, Good Spirits. I heard this is gonna be her best book, B.K. Borson's best book. I've never read anything by that author, but I know she's a popular romance author. So this is gonna be really telling if I like her as an author. Let's see, 7 Days in June. Let's see. Can't even get these books out. 7 Days in June. She lasted the last chopping block. Will she last this one? The Soulmate Equation. These were just okay for me. They weren't lower than 3 stars, so I don't think I should get rid of them, but they weren't my favorites. But I don't want to have bare shelves either. I don't think we'll ever have that problem, to be honest, but I just feel like that's being too mean. Like, if they're just 3 and above, I think it's fine. So because they are above 3s, I know that for a fact, I'm gonna keep them. But I just remember this was very unmemorable. Like, the characters were just like, okay. And I felt like this one, I really liked it at the time, but thinking back on it, I don't think I liked it as much as I said that I did. It was just, I finished it just in that moment. It was explaining it. And now that I've read more romance, I feel like there were a lot of problematic issues outside of the plot that I don't know if I would have loved this book as much as I actually said that I did. I'm really eating this one up though. I really like this book. I really want to finish it this week. Fingers crossed I can finish it this week just so that I can put my rating in Goodreads and let you know if it's worth reading. So far though, it is a yes. Then we have Miss Tessa Bailey. Yeah, B.K. Borson. I really want to read this. They look so cute together. Terms and Conditions. I actually really enjoyed that. This is the only book from that series that I read, but I really enjoyed it. Same Time Next Summer. I didn't like this book. I thought the main character was so annoying, actually. She was so problematic, didn't grow whatsoever. There was no character development. I thought that she was the problem. I remember thinking that in this book, so we might be getting rid of this one. I think we're actually going to get rid of this one because I remember finishing this book and almost being like, ew. The Neighbor Favorite. I did like this book, but she was a little problematic as well. Nowhere near as bad as the other one. I actually really did enjoy these 2 characters. Everything. I love this book. Finished it in one day. We love Nicole Yoon when she is writing romance. This is more nostalgic for me than anything, just because I know now it's probably not the best romance, but when I initially read it, I read this years ago, like when it first came out, and I am not gonna lie, I ate it up. I ate it up. I can't lie to you. I'm embarrassed, but I ate it up. And now that I've read more, I know for a fact like it's not as good as I thought it was. But it was one of Ali Hazelwood's better books. I feel like Ali Hazelwood at this point for me is very hit or miss. There are some books where I'm like, girl, you really like Deepened is getting the boot today. I did not like that book. And it's such a shame because it had the makings and the trappings to be such a good book. But I think that she's putting out all of these books so quickly that she's not really giving them the time and care that they deserve. That is my hot take. I have to be honest with you.
You know, it's not about money. All this stuff is, you know, it's just a blessing to be doing this stuff, right? The money good as fuck. Money good. Hey man, fuck that shit. The money good. feel me?
I think I'm going to keep this book just because I enjoyed it for what it was in that time. And it was one of the books that led me to continue reading as voraciously as I do now. So I don't think that I can get rid of it just for nostalgic purposes, but I also am very aware that it's not one of the best written books ever. Instructions for Dancing. I liked this book, but it wasn't one of my favorites. I think it was one of my least favorite Nicola Yoon books, but I still rated it above a 3-star, so we're going to keep it. The Unhoneymooners. This was okay. I remember not really being fond of it. It was very like, I read it and didn't think about these characters whatsoever after. So do we keep those kind of books? Not in Love. Oh, I hated this book. This is what I'm talking about. This is how polarizing Allie Hazelwood is. Like, I liked Bride, and that came out last year, and then so did this one. I hated it. She's going. Goodbye.
You got me.
We really need more space. Look at how cute this cover is. Love and Lattes. The Kissing Booth. It's by the same author who wrote The Kissing Booth. Now, I didn't read the books, but I do like the movies. I know the movies are extremely cheesy, but I like them. That's what I'm talking about. Like, certain things are made to be cheesy. One of the series that I love so much that I watch at least once or twice a year, like all the way through, is that movie series. Oh my God, it's with Laura Jean. What is it called? To All the Boys I Loved Before. No, because those movies are actually perfection. Those movies are so perfect. She's so cute. I love everything about them. I watch them all the time. They are literally, quite literally, my comfort romance movies. I love them so much, and they are so perfect. But I will say, I tried to read the books, and I only got through the first book, and the first book was borderline insufferable. The book was bad. Laura Jean in the movies is not the same Laura Jean in the books. So I'm gonna put that out there. Somebody had to say it. And that's how I feel about The Kissing Booth. But if she wrote it, I'm gonna read it. And this cover's cute, so we're gonna keep that. I still haven't read this. This came out years ago, but I do love the cover. Has anyone read The Do-Over? Can you let me know? This is the second book in the series. I read Better Than the Movies, and the next one is Betting on You, I believe. Oh, this is a different situation. I'm sorry. But it's the same author who wrote Better Than the Movies, and I really liked Better Than the Movies. I just haven't read the second one, but I heard the second one isn't that good. Is that true? Can someone let me know? Give me some information. Should I be reading this too? Let me know. Also, still have yet to read Love and Gelato. These books, comparatively on my shelf, these are the senior citizens. These are the people in the old folks' home. They've been here a minute and have not been read. If He Had Been With Me. Is this good? I remember this had everybody in a chokehold a long time ago. Tokyo Ever After, Tokyo Dreaming. Still need to read those. I have Magnolia Parks. I have to read this year. I really do. I really, really do. How many times do I say that? Seriously. I think all of these other ones we can keep, and I feel pretty good about that. My Enemies to Lovers candle. It says, smells like heated fights and steamy nights. And it also smells very good. This was a $20-something candle, so we ain't ever lighting it. But sometimes I get a whiff when I'm having a little stressful day. You want to smell? Put your nose to the camera. Smells good, right? I really do like this candle. All right, this is when things get a little hairy, a little dicey. These are all new, so they're not going anywhere. This is They're Going to Love You. I got this book from a book recommendation on Instagram. I can't remember who said it, but she said this was one of the best books she's ever read in her life. And that sentence really did sell me. That was all I needed, so I got that. Obviously, Blue Sisters, we got that very recently, and we also got The Nickel Boys very recently. So we're not getting rid of any of these. The Unmaking of June Farrow. I think we can get rid of her. I don't know if I can get rid of this one because now there's memories attached to it. It was a good story. I gave it a 3-star. I think like even a 3.5, but I did take it to my Texas trip and I had such a fun time reading it with them. And now it holds memories. I don't think I can get rid of it actually. I have The Symptoms of Being Human. I remember getting this book years ago. I think this was one of the first books that I've ever bought. So it's just so cool to have it here. We can't get rid of that because I still have not read it. This is a book that I got from when we went to a Barnes that was closing down and it was super cheap and the cover just called me. Look at that. How cool. And it's called Satellite Love. I don't even know if it's actually a romance. It says, will leave you breathless, charmed, and deeply thoughtful. And Ruth Ozeki said that. And that's the author of A Tale for the Time Being. If she said it, I believe it. We gotta get to this, man. There's so many books that have been on my shelf. What if we did reading the books that have been on my shelf the longest or something like that? We'll have a cool title, but what if we did that? Do you think that's a good idea? I feel like that's a good idea. It just came to me. I feel like we need to act on that. I need to keep this book just to say that I survived it. You know how sometimes you get a t-shirt that says, I survived blah, blah, blah. This is my t-shirt saying that I survived it. It wasn't necessarily a good time. This was a very wild, insane, what did I just read, staring at the wall type of book situation. But it was one of those things where it's like, thank God I survived that. So I think I'm gonna keep it just for that alone. I have 2 copies of, why am I yelling at you? I'm sorry. I have 2 copies of The Secret History. Hold on, let me show you the other one that I have. Yeah, I have 2 copies of this. There's no need for that. So I'm gonna pick the prettiest one to stay here. We're gonna keep this one and we're gonna get rid of this one. All right, what else do we have? Bored and Confused. This book was given to me. Haven't read it yet, but I heard it's really good. First to Die at the End. I got this at Shelves in the City. Firekeeper's Daughter, Babel. James, I need to read this. Never Let Me Go. She gotta go. The Last Animal. She also has to go. Wait, there were really good quotes in here though. Twice as capable and half as appreciated. Ugh. Who are you telling? Sal had already softened in Vera's memory. She knew this. All his colors faded into a bluish lavender. That's how you lost someone. First in the body, then their edges and furies and mistakes went. Her father had been gone only a year. Ooh, that was a good quote. Let's see one more. Life is not easy. You don't get great art without war. You don't get progress without cost. You don't get beauty without suffering. Only the person who has died wasn't the one who suffered. This is hard. I don't know. The Last Animal. I remember not liking this book too much. And sometimes I need books that I don't like so I can tell you guys I don't like them and to avoid them. And sometimes it's nice to hold them up. So, I don't know. We'll come back to that one. Girl. I did read this one and I didn't necessarily like it too much either. It was an interesting commentary on how women are viewed in society though. But nothing groundbreaking, nothing that we didn't already know. I think I can get rid of this one. The Convenience Store Woman. I didn't really like this book. I got what she was trying to say, but this is the same author of Earthlings. She was pretty much saying the same commentary in Earthlings, just a little bit more unhinged in Earthlings, and this was a little more tamed. I think we're gonna get rid of Convenience Store Woman, just because she didn't leave any lasting impressions on me. I know I'm never gonna read it again, but I don't know. Do you need that kind of book on your bookshelf? I feel like you do to let people know you're well-versed in situations like this. I don't know. Am I being pretentious?
Yes!
I wish you could answer me in these real life situations, live in real time, because I do fear I need your help. Why do you look so dark? I don't like that. How you doing today? Feel better now? I still really want to read this soon, but the one that I'm most excited about on this shelf is this one. I'm not gonna lie. Demon Copperhead. I've heard such good things about this book. I want to read this year no matter what. I really, really do. I really, really, really do. Call Me By Your Name. I really want to read this soon as well. Convenience Store Woman. Never Let Me Go. I know I don't like this book, and I know I would get rid of it, but sometimes I want to hold up books to show you that I don't like them. Sometimes it helps me explain to you, you don't need to read it. Just holding this like this, doesn't it make it more serious what I'm saying? It does. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. This little shelf down here, she's pretty much a junk drawer. She's anything and everything just because I had no other space for them and they just landed here. So we have this duology. It's called Dead Happy. Have not read it yet, but it does sound interessante. We have Intermezzo because we're giving Sally Rooney another chance. I did hear this was better than Normal People, and I really didn't like Normal People, so I'm hoping this stands true. There are a lot of people that I recommend and really respect their opinions that said that this was good. So I'm hoping it is, but it's about like familial relationships and the complexities of just human interaction. So I'm hoping that with that kind of broad analysis on this book, maybe it will be something that I really enjoy. But we won't know until we read it, will we? Then we have Sunrise on the Reaping. I want to do a whole series where we reread the entire Hunger Games series. I know a lot of people are doing that right now, but I really need to do that. I need to do that for us, and I feel like that'd be so fun if I dressed up like the characters, like Katniss, if we watched the movies, like if we really did it justice. And so I can't read this until we reread the entire series, and I haven't watched the new movies yet. So we're super behind, but I know it's gonna be fun when we do this because I have been dying to do it. I really want to go like all out. Like I want to wear the wigs, I want to wear the outfits, I want to be outside making my neighbors concerned about what's wrong with me. I want to do the whole 9 yards. So with that in mind, I just can't touch this book yet until I'm ready to really do a deep dive on this series. We have Lessons in Chemistry. We have two 2 copies of Lessons in Chemistry. I have the hard copy here, and then I also have the paperback. Which one should I keep? I'm not a hardback girly, you know this. This is by Doubleday. This is cute. Oh, this is nice, but I also have the paperback. Hold on. I have this copy too. Which one do we keep? I really like this cover though. I really do. And this one. All right, we're gonna get rid of this one. Only because I don't like hardcover, but I do prefer this cover. I will say that. I will put that out there. This was never even read. It just sat on my shelf and now it's just disappearing. It's crazy. Okay, these are books that were given to me at a bookish event. Joe Hill, and this is the King Sorrow. Joe's asking a lot from me. This is 872 pages. Joe, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl, Joe. Warrior Princess Assassin. She sounds like a good time. The Macabre. Love this cover, by the way. I actually met these authors and they signed them for me. They put my name in them, which is so freaking cool. To Kalila, thanks for coming. He might be in love with me. I don't know. And let's see what Bridget said for Kalila. And she put a heart. She's probably in love with me too. Joe Hill drew me a dragon. You see that? And it said, best wishes to Kalila, best wishes, and drew me a little dragon. Stop it, Joe. I might read your 1,000-page book. I might read it sometime soon. Stop it. Then I got A Killer Wedding. I think this was also... Oh, no, it was not signed. No, it was signed, though. The Phoenix Pencil Company. This lady was actually so nice. She just got married, and she was going to go spend her honeymoon in Japan with her husband. She was telling me. And it says, Kalila, thanks so much. Hope you enjoy. Allison, stop. If you just want to be my best friend, just say that. I don't know where I got this book, but it looks very cool. I remember most books on my bookshelf, but there are some that just slipped through the cracks and I don't remember. This was given to me, I remember. And I was thinking, wow, this is a crazy cover, but haven't read it. The First Girl. I don't know. After we read The Final Girl Support Group or whatever, I'm kind of over First Girls. I bought this in New York last year when I was with Shaughnessy and Alexis, and I remember I just loved this cover. Didn't I? Yes, that is when I bought it. These are all books I haven't read yet, so I think we're just gonna keep them. And now we are 50% of the way through. We still have so much left. Let's see. This is more literary fiction up here too. A little more self-help, a little more closer to nonfiction, but it's still fiction. So that's the only difference I have here. I still have yet to read The Inheritance Game. Also, this has no business being up here. Just to put that out there. Then I have Hunchback. I need to read this year. I heard it was absolutely incredible. The Secret Life of Bees. I read this when I was younger and I watched the movie and I remember it being incredible, but I do want to reread it. Invincible. This was just given to me. I think we can get rid of this. I don't think we're gonna do the whole poetry thing. I'm not necessarily like a poetry lover, and I heard that her poetry in particular wasn't the best, and I bought it at the hype of her poetry, so I feel like I kind of missed this boat now, so I think we're gonna get rid of this one. Braiding Sweetgrass. I really want to read this soon. Becoming Supernatural. Someone recommended this book for me. I just bought this. If Cats Disappeared from the World. Heard it was very good. Also just bought this as well. Let's see. Lessons in Chemistry up here. These were the Booker Prize finalists, or International Booker Prize finalists. And Jack Edwards said how good both of these were. So naturally, I bought the ones that he recommended, naturally. The Summer We Ran. Oh, this author gave this book to me. The Center of the Universe. This was also gifted. Oh, this book here, Never Whistle at Night. It sounds absolutely incredible. It's about like Native Americans and their belief that there's something, a monster of some sort that comes out at night that kind of terrorizes people, and it's supposed to be a horror story based in their real beliefs, and it just sounds so good. But I do have 2 copies of this, so we're gonna get rid of one, and this is actually a book I really want to read soon, maybe even this fall, but we do have 2 copies, so we're gonna get rid of one. Also, I have Girl Interrupted here, The Idiot, Lady Tan's Circle of Women, and The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. All books I want to keep, so we are done with this section up here. Also, can we talk about how cool this cover is? I'm literally so excited to read this book. I just know it's going to be good. It says, many indigenous people believe that one should never whistle at night. It can cause evil spirits to appear and even follow you home. These wholly original and shiver-inducing tales introduce readers to ghosts, curses, hauntings, and monstrous creatures, complex family legacies, desperate deeds, and chilling acts of revenge. Introduced and contextualized by best-selling author Stephen Graham Jones, these stories are a celebration of indigenous peoples' survival and imagination, and a glorious reveling in all the things an ill-advised whistle might summon. Doesn't that sound absolutely incredible? I literally can't wait to read this. Now, this section here is supposed to be my sci-fi section, but there is a bit of fantasy over here too, just because I didn't have any room for them. These are books that I recently bought, so they're not going anywhere. The Will of the Many. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I literally can't wait to read it. I've heard nothing but good things about this book as well. This is Dungeon Crawler Carl, and it's supposed to be an absolutely unhinged book, and I cannot wait for the series. It's a long series too, so I just cannot read that until I finish Red Rising. Then we have The Ministry of Time, Dark Matter, Calamity, The Kraken Wakes, This Is How You Lose the Time War, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, and then the entire Red Rising series. Again, we read the first 4. I'm officially on Lightbringer, but I'm not going to read Lightbringer until I do a deep dive on the characters, because with Iron Gold, there were so many new characters introduced that I genuinely got a little flustered and couldn't remember where they were from, what planets they were from, why they were important. So I do want to do a deep dive, because I heard Lightbringer is the best book in the series, and I personally think right now Morningstar is the best book in the series. So with that in mind, I need to give Lightbringer as much justice as possible. So I need to do my deep dive information. I need to do the research. Once I do that and really have a solid grasp on everything that's going on and all the key players, then we're going to jump into Lightbringer. But I cannot wait. I already bought the audiobook. I want to read it along with the physical book. And again, this is the best series I've ever read in my life. I'm having such a fun time. I am genuinely so terrified of when I'm done reading this. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? I quite literally don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life when I finish this series, so that's why I'm also taking my time. Then I have The Martian here, Sea of Tranquility, Recursion by Blake Crouch. I want to read this too. He's the same author who wrote Dark Matter, and I loved Dark Matter. We read that. I think that was the first book we read this year, and that was my first 6-star read of the year. I love that book. This is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Need to read that. Lee Bardugo's Ninth House series. I have both of them because she's the same person who wrote the Six of Crows series, and that series is one of my favorite series of all time now. Then we have Ready Player One, the beautiful cover of The Poppy War, but I have 2 copies of The Poppy War. I have this one here, which is signed. It's literally signed by her, so I can never get rid of this one. And this is The Dream Hotel. And then I have this copy of The Poppy War. So I feel like I can get rid of this one just so someone else can enjoy the magic and heartbreaking story of The Poppy War. So we can get rid of this. And then we have The Ark of Catabasis. You would have to claw this out of my cold, dead hands if you wanted this book. No one will ever get this book. This is mine and mine alone for the rest of my life, for the rest of my days. My great, 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 great grandchildren might be able to get this book, but nobody else. And this is Black Shield Maiden. This was a book that was given to me. This is a book written by Willow Smith, and I have yet to read it. I love the Harry Potter series, but I can't stand that little girl, that author. She's really making it hard to display Harry, but I do love the series. I don't know. It was a gift, so that's why it's here. I did not pay money, my own money, for this series, and I do love Harry, so they're gonna stay. Then this is yet another romance section, so we have to do another deep dive. Look at these gorgeous pictures of me and my friends. Ugh, I love that I have pictures all over my bookshelf. It really makes it my bookshelf. Anyway, we're never getting rid of this. We're gonna keep that here. Book lovers. This was just okay for me. I did like Butcher and Blackbird. What can I say? Didn't I just show y'all a copy of this? We have 2 copies of Instructions for Dancing. I didn't even know that. She's right here. Instructions for Dancing. Instructions for Dancing. We're getting rid of this one. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. I didn't really like this book. I love the representation, but I didn't really like this book. This is just from my childhood. I know she's all dinged up, but I loved the series when I was a kid, so we're gonna keep her. This is the only Lucy Score book that I actually like. This is a very good book. If I Stay. I read this years ago. The Sun is Also a Star. And then this book was given to me by a thrift store that sends you random books. More Totally Erotica. I don't know, maybe it's a good time, but it was given to me, so we're gonna keep that here because I have yet to read it. I wonder how many books we have now. The only other book I want to get rid of on this shelf is, unfortunately, Deep End, and this is such a gorgeous book. It is so gorgeous, but I really did not like this book. The conflict in this story, it was actually so unbelievable. It was kind of a joke. I didn't understand. But it's so pretty, and I'm so sad I have to get rid of it. The mermaid in me is sad, but the reader in me, she gotta go. This is some more literary fiction. She is Never Going Anywhere. We know this. The Guncle, Malibu Rising. I love this book. I remember it. I still think about it often, actually. The House in the Cerulean Sea. Ugh, this was such a good book. Human Acts. Absolutely love this book. Also really loved Black Cake. These are new books that I just got, actually. This is one that I really want to read so bad. It's this girl who had to recently drop out of college. She just had a baby, and now she's thinking about doing OnlyFans.
Damn.
Her life is so chaotic. She's going through so much, but it's literary fiction. You get to see her grow as not only a person, a young adult, a woman in America, but also as a mom and just navigating life. It's just so chaotic, so crazy, and it sounds so good. We were actually going to read this in my book club, but it lost just barely, like by a few votes, and I was really sad because I definitely want to read this soon. This is all my mystery, horror, and thriller books. So we've got a lot to go through. I just bought this. This is Pet Sematary. Apparently this is one of Stephen King's best books. I have not read this yet, and I'm really excited too. Butter, we're not going to get rid of. Oh, I love this book. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders. I always recommend it. It's so good. It's so like ridiculous and funny. And I would recommend listening to the audiobook when you're reading this book because the audiobook just does it justice. It's so good. Graveyard Shift, The Vegetarian. Still haven't read this. Everyone talks about how good it is. We have What Moves the Dead, What Feasts at Night down here. Obviously, we're not going to get rid of those. I love those. The Silent Patient, Carmilla. The Couple Next Door. I really liked The Couple Next Door. They're Vicious Games. We can definitely get rid of this. I read this with my book club. Did not like it. That little girl was so insufferable to me. And the premise of this book was actually so crazy. It's about this little girl who goes through something at school. She's the only minority, or she's one of the only minorities at this school. Something happens. It's super unfair. And the only way to get her future back, basically, is to play this deadly game with super rich, pretentious people who've never gone through anything before. And it's a deadly game just to win over this little boy. It's like The Bachelor meets Squid Games, but in a really terrible combination of it. And I just did not like it. It didn't make sense to me. Like, the point of them dying over his hand in marriage was actually so bonkers. And they're in high school. Like, they just graduated high school. And it wasn't computing. I couldn't understand the risk to reward ratio. And not only that, this main character was so dumb. She would do things where I'm like, if this was a scary movie, if this was real life, you would have been out of here. You're making stupid decisions. You're speaking your mind. You're doing things that you're not supposed to do in a really stressful situation. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to say these things. It's Scary Movie 101. What are you doing? And she was just so insufferable. So I definitely want to get rid of this one. Sorry. And it had the potential to be so good. Like, it sounded like it was going to be such a good time. What is this? Oh, Carrie. This is Carrie by Stephen King. I have a lot of Stephen King now. We have Pet Sematary, Carrie, The Shining, Salem's Lot, Misery. We have 2 copies of Salem's Lot. Guys, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me, actually? I had no idea I had 2 copies of Salem's Lot. Thank goodness I did a double take. I read Salem's Lot already. I personally like this cover better. I don't like this cover too much. So we're gonna keep this one. Oh, I know what happened. This was given to me. This was given to me by Vintage. So that's why. It's a like publishing house or sub thing of Penguin Random House, and they gave it to me. I'm like, why am I forgetting? Why am I double buying these books? But it was given to me. That makes me feel better because now I feel like I have dementia or something. Misery. I loved Misery. I thought this was really good. Very scary. Pet Sematary. Lupin. I want to read this so bad. I want to read Model Home so bad. I love the cover. This cover is so freaking awesome. And it's one of my favorite colors. You having a good time? Because I'm having a great time. All right. We're doing well. I fear we're doing well. I'm pretty happy. Crime and Punishment, A Certain Hunger. I really did not like this book. The only reason why I keep it is because of this last quote towards the end. It's so good, but this book is insufferable. if we're being honest. She's just so pretentious, and she's acting like she's this crazy person, but really she's just someone who likes attention. But this quote is the only reason why this book is still on my shelf, because it's literally so perfect. And also I think the cover's kind of cool, but the book is terrible, just letting you know. With our friends, our guards tumble like acrobats, fall like leaves, and swirl in glittery, dusting eddies. That face we keep up in front of everyone else, family, lovers, husbands, or children, we let them slide. Our friends see the frailties, the insecurities, the unattractive bits that we have to keep hidden from the rest of the world because, and this is the meat of the matter, it's hard work to be a woman. It's a full-time job. Our female friends, the close ones, and the many breaks we take from the totalitarian work it requires to keep up the performance of being female. That quote is so good, but this book sucks. Do I still keep it for that quote? I don't know. I thought this was okay. This was okay. This was also okay. I liked it for the time, but I know there are better books out there. Never Lie, Coraline. I really liked this book. This book was good. I thought this was okay. I felt like this was a cheap imitation of The Song of Achilles. The Song of Achilles is like one of my favorite books ever. It's so good. And I felt like this was a kind of copy of that. But then people say the opposite. Like if you read this first before you read Song of Achilles, a lot of people say they think Song of Achilles is just a copy of that. So I just feel like maybe it's because I read Song of Achilles first, but I love Song of Achilles. I'll never shut up about this book. And because of that, I don't really like this one. But it's so gorgeous and I didn't hate it. So I think I'm going to keep it. This is a very hard shelf, this last shelf, because a lot of them were just okay. We're going to keep this one though. We're just going to do rapid fire. This was actually very good, very liked, very liked. I really liked this one. This one, Never Lie. Oh, I thought this was okay. It was okay. I'm not really a Frida McFadden fan, but it was okay. Coraline, I actually really like this because I love the movie. Certain Hunger, hated this book, but that quote keeps her on the shelf. Verity, I liked it for the time, but I know there are better books. This is the only Colleen Hoover book I've read from her, and I know it's a literal copy of Rebecca, which I have here. So I'm going to read this and then decide after that if I'm going to keep this or not. So Verity stays again. Everyone here is lying. I did not like this book. I don't think. I thought it was just okay, actually. I fear I can do without this book. This was okay, but I liked it. It was just like average, the only one left. This one was okay too, but I liked it. We're definitely keeping this, and I guess we're keeping her. Yeah, I guess we're keeping all of these books. Tinder is the Flesh. I have not read this yet. Still, are we really gonna get rid of this? Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm just keeping it because I'm scared to get rid of books now. I'm gonna get rid of this. I really didn't like it. All right, we made all the hard decisions. Now we're going to talk about all the ones we're getting rid of. This is actually way more than I expected, but let's do rapid fire for the people who were not paying attention. All right, we're getting rid of this just because I have 2 copies of it, but I know it's going to be really good and I cannot wait to read it. We're getting rid of this just because I feel like we kind of just missed this boat. I'm not a poetry person anyway, and I heard that this poetry isn't necessarily the best, and I just don't want to waste my time on it, so I hope that it finds a really good home. We getting rid of her because I ain't like her. I'm going to be honest with you. This was okay, but it wasn't the best, and I feel like it's just taking up space on my bookshelf now. We had 2 copies. I hated this book. It was so bad. I honestly think it's one of the worst books Ali Hazelwood has written. I think out of all the ones that I've read by her, this is probably the worst. That main character was barely more alive and more animated than a dead fish. I'm being 1000% honest. This main character was so problematic. She didn't take any accountability and there was no character growth by the end of it. So I didn't like this book. This one is a word for word copy of The Hunger Games. Word for word. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It quite literally is. And I personally like having the better quality thing. And I loved The Hunger Games, so I'm just going to keep reading The Hunger Games. But I love that so many people like this. And I think that it's a new generation Hunger Games. So I think that's cool. I also do think that this author is a really good author. I just want her to write something original. So when she does, I will definitely be the first one to buy it. We're getting rid of A Great Big Beautiful Life because we have 2 copies of it. We also have 2 copies of this. I didn't even know we had 2 copies of this. We're getting rid of this just because I did not like this book. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't her best work either. The Couple Next Door by this author is really good though. I would recommend that. We're getting rid of Salem's Lot because I already have a copy of it and I like that copy better. Did not like their Vicious Games. I'm sorry. I hope someone else likes it. I think it would be better for a younger audience for sure. Same with this book. I think that it was okay, but definitely for a younger audience. And last but not least, Deep End. It's such a perfect book. I hate that I'm getting rid of it, but I really did not like it. And I hope that it goes to a home where someone else really does enjoy it. And these are all the books we're getting rid of. That's what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on. Let's count better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're getting rid of 15 books. Hopefully we help 15 people start reading again. That would be so cool. I hope that someone really enjoys these books, but I'm so glad that they're off our shelf. To be honest, I feel like I can finally breathe. I really like how they look now. I feel like all the books on my shelf now are books that I know I'm either really gonna read or I really did enjoy. And that's what it's all about. It's my bookshelf, right? So now that we did the first phase of Operation Get Khalila's Room Together Part 2, I feel pretty good. Let me know in the comments below if you would have gotten rid of any of these books, if there were other books that you feel like I should have got rid of and I didn't. Let me know. Also, continue to like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Y'all, I'm sweating like a sinner in church. What did Charlotte say? What did Charlotte say in The Princess Frog? You know, that was one of my favorite Disney movies. Before that, it was The Little Mermaid. But then Princess Frog came out. Yeah, what would you expect? Anyway, love you. See you soon.